Listen to me. Pain is temporary. It may last for a minute, or an hour, or a day, or even a year. But eventually, it will subside. And something else will take its place. If I quit, however,
What's good, Philly family? What's good, man? Hey, man, I got a guest coming in soon. We about to pop out. We about to have a good one. You already know what it is, man. You know, just sit back, relax, man, and relax. I mean, relax. It's been hectic, man. It's been a lot going on. Justin Jefferson, he come out, give his top 5. No Kirk Cousins, who's his quarterback. Kind of crazy. Then people are like, where's Dak on the list? Kind of more crazy. I don't understand. It's a lot going on. We're going to get into a lot of things here real fast, real quick in a hurry, man. So, chill with me.
listen to me. Pain is temporary. It may last for a minute, or an hour, or a day, or even a year. But eventually, it will subside. And something else will take its place. If I quit, however, it will last forever.
What's good? What's good? Hey, how y'all doing today, man? It's been lovely. Hey, Stu, I'm finna add the other one. I made another intro, man. You know what I'm saying? I used the wrong one just now. I got one way better than that one I made. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna add it on here in just a second. But how y'all feeling today, man? How y'all feeling, man? Yeah, let's talk about that. Debo Samuel had a phone call today or the other day with somebody on the radio station. They asked him, how he felt about his comments that he made about if, Brock Purdy played in the game, they would have beat us by double digits. He kind of go to backtracking, oh yeah, I said it, but I don't want to talk about it right now. And they get back into some situations where he going a little crazy. And then it's like they go to ask you another question about the Eagles and you hang up the phone. I don't understand why he running from the pressure, man. You said what you said. You said if your quarterback played, it'd have been a 10-point deficit. I just want you to keep it steady with me. What's going on? What's going on, OG?
Good, bro.
I was talking about this little Debo Samuel situation, man. He kind of running away from what's going on. They asking about the Eagles. Now he don't want to talk about it. But just a month ago, you was telling people how you was gonna beat us by double digits. How you feel about Debo, man? How you feeling in general? Not just Debo. How you feeling in general, brother?
When this today on Twitter, I'm so tired of it. I think that people are getting things mixed up. I think they thinking that San Francisco came in here and Brock Purdy missed his plane, so they had to go and come to Philly without the quarterback. The quarterback actually came. He got put out the game. It's almost like if you boxing and you cut a dude in boxing, and the referee, the doctor looked at it, and they say, no, he can't go. Fight's over, right? You don't hear the fans saying, oh, that's bad. You know what I'm saying? That's the same thing, bro. Defense is defense.
You're breaking up a little bit, brother. Breaking up a little bit. Yeah.
So whenever you get a moment to take that quarterback out of the game, you take him out. You see what I'm saying? So it wasn't no tragedy. It was a mistake. He was put out the game in the field of playing in the we're at war. You see what I'm saying? So he's coming out there to beat us. To take him out of his game by any means necessary. Now, it's unfortunate that he got hurt the way he got hurt, but you should be really blaming the for not protecting him and taking us and sweep like like Reddick can be blocked with a tight end, bro. That was probably the dumbest thing you could have done. So I think
they talk so highly about Mike Shanahan, but he has to be one of the dumbest people to put your backup tight end on one of the best guys on the edge coming into that game. Like, you had to not have really paid attention to what you was doing, unless it was a miscommunication in the personnel on the field. But he got knocked out the game. Right. Y'all brought in another quarterback. You simulated what you could as whatever you could do with him. You tried to, play the game, and then you almost had to throw your other quarterback back in who was hurt. Like, it wasn't like you came in, he happened to be, a game time decision. He don't play. No, he got in the game. He was driving a little bit. He was being a little successful, and then boom, car crash. What's the old school saying? Every play is a car crash. Every hit's a car crash. Something like that. He got put in a car crash, and the body parts that got hit the worst didn't come out well. Just like they saying he might not play this year. But y'all talking to me like Brock Purdy throwing the ball, and he ready to come back to the link and get him some get back. I mean, I don't understand where we going with this. All off season, it's been beef with the Cowboys, beef with the Niners. I ain't heard a Giant fan or Commander fan say nothing.
Because they know they ain't got nothing to say. But to be honest with you, Smith, I'm looking at everything, and I think people are more envious of us than anything. The great thing that we have going for us right now is that we got the Duke. We got Jalen Hurts, right? This kid, man, is so special. People still don't see how special he is. He's so special that he makes the spectators think that it's easy. He makes the spectators think that we loaded. We're not loaded. We don't have Pro Bowlers in every position. Honestly, we don't. I know it looks like it, and it may appear that way. Trust me, we're not that loaded. You know what I'm saying? If I listen to Brandon Graham, see, one thing I like to do, I like to look inside of the game. See, a lot of people look at the game and they like, man, we scored a touchdown. I want to look inside of the game. When you hear Brandon Graham, he's probably one of the most openest players that I heard when he speaks. He really gives you the highlight. He really gives you the tunnel vision of really what they was about. And he said, we knew we had and then it was just up to us to not show them. The holes was our over the middle, was wide open. So when people talk about not receiving back, I'm not all the way sold that was a mistake. I think that C.J. Gardner-Johnson was playing in his first year at safety. And when you look at an abundance of things that happen to make him look better than he really is, is that we played a lot of bad quarterbacks. And even the ones that we played had success throwing the ball over the middle, which is where C.J. Gardner-Johnson is roaming at. But because he's in his first year of playing that position, he's really not technically sound, okay? So he may come into some interceptions that, like you said, he played well. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to downgrade that. But I want people to be able to compartmentalize things and not overdo it. You see what I'm saying?
He made a lot of last year. I feel like he made a lot of cornerback mistakes at safety.
And
like he just mentally went to cornerback. Like, this is what I should do dang, I'm playing safety. But a lot of times his mistakes were just like you said. They were like washed over because we had so much pressure on the quarterback, because we had Darius Slay and James Bradbury. Mm-hmm. Those type of things work together. People didn't really like Marcus Epps. He was one of those guys that can give you valid time on the field. He wasn't giving you just empty minutes. You know what I'm saying? He was actually out there producing, and he was sometimes, in the right position, which helped CJ be in the right position. But I think Sidney Brown, if we can unlock what he got going on, he's a natural safety. He won't make some of the smaller mistakes that I seen Josiah Scott make on a 3rd and 30. He won't make some of the mistakes I seen CJ, just over pursuing inside, trying to get, the run stop. It was a lot of things last year that I seen in the safety room that I think this year with a Terrell Edmonds, Sidney Brown, and Reed Blankenship, a lot of that 3 safety set is going to be crazy. I think we could turn this back into I know the Eagles weren't known for the no-fly zone. It was Seattle, but we could turn this into the no-fly zone.
Yeah, I'm very excited about this year, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. Howie almost seemed like he sits in my class. My knowledge without college courses that I'll be giving. Because the one thing that I said at the end of the year, and I said it on the radio too, I didn't want to bring T.J. Edwards back. I didn't want to bring Kaiser White back. I didn't want to bring C.J. back for that money. Okay. And all of the things that I did not want happen. I want to see Nakobe Dean in this defense. I don't want us going out getting new linebackers right now. I think right now, let's just wait for camp. And let's see what these guys can bring to the table, because in camp is where you're going to actually see that at. But the one thing that I wanted to touch on with you that people don't realize, it's being said and passed around that Jalen Hurts was a gamble pick for Howie, but they don't really know. I'm gonna give you the truth.
Hold on, before you get into that, let me give you my opinion. Before you, I didn't think it was a gamble pick. That year, it was a lot of context that year around that backup quarterback role being more than just a backup quarterback. They had just paid Taysom Hill $100+ million. People was looking for that guy that could step in and be the Taysom Hill role. In my eyes, I seen that and I was just like, okay, they might be going out and get a guy that they can throw in and use in packages and put here and do things that, Carson Wentz was no longer able to do. That was my opinion. But I knew Carson Wentz was kind of on that downward spiral. I was kind of stuck. I was like, dang, did they really get Jalen Hurts to take his spot? And then I was like, well, why would they get Jalen Hurts when they know he was already mentally not strong anymore since Foles won the Super Bowl? He really been a basket case. So I really thought we would have got Taysom Hill. But you tell me what you know. Give me some knowledge without college.
What happened was Howie and Jeffrey had formed a relationship with
Saban?
Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie had formed a relationship with Lincoln Riley.
Okay, Lincoln Riley. Okay.
Here,
Oklahoma.
The following. Now, we wanted Lincoln Riley before we got Doug Peterson. Okay? Lincoln Riley turned us down. But what happened was, and then we wanted him after we got rid of Doug. He still didn't want to come to the NFL. But what happened was, he agreed to be somewhat a mentor, like advisor. You see what I'm saying? On what the Eagles could and should do. That is where Jalen Hurts comes in here at.
So see what you thinking like a player personnel advisor?
Yeah, that. But what he did is he was the one that told Howie and Jeffrey that Jalen, if he's there, would be the pick. He would be a good pick for you because this kid is ready to play NFL football. You put him in the right system, bang. And the system that you put him in is the system that he did his best at, which was at Oklahoma. Okay? Now, Howie and them picked him. If you've seen Doug's excitement, I have never seen a coach get that excited about drafting a backup quarterback. You understand what I'm saying? So they organizationally knew exactly what they were doing. So you might
lost his job behind Jalen Hurts, man.
You might say, well, OG, I don't think so because they gave.
I think Doug got fired because he was backing Hurts over Wentz.
Yeah, well,
I've said that a few times. He went in that offense and was like, "Look, if Wentz don't work out, I'm moving on." And they were like, "Nah, we keeping Wentz," and then you move on from Wentz anyway. So I thought so.
Doug got fired because it was a mutual thing. Doug went in the office and he said, "Listen, is y'all going to let me pick my staff or just let me go? You see what I'm saying? So Jeffrey told him, go think about it, and we'll have a second meeting. That's why he had that second meeting. That second meeting was for him to go and recalibrate and rethink about his offer to them, and then we'll sit back down. And then they said, no, we want to pick your staff or help you do this. And Doug said, well, just release me, and that's what they did. But in the meantime, Jalen Hurts was drafted with the intention on replacing Carson Wentz. And I'm gonna tell you something else.
Do you think Doug backed them though in one of those meetings? I think he went in there and said something because they were pretty high on Wentz after firing Doug.
The thing is this here is right. The reason why they signed Carson Wentz to that money is because when you're trying to get rid of a commodity, even if you're not trying to get rid of, the best way that you can get the value out of Carson Wentz is to have him signed, sealed, and delivered. That way, whatever team you get a deal with to give you that first round pick for him, which was what he was asking for, what better way to do it if he's already signed? See, most teams aren't going to want to do it because they say, no, I'm not giving up a first round pick, and then this guy choose not to re-sign with us. So Howie did the brilliant thing. He signed him to a good contract that was, in NFL wise. You know what I'm saying?
4 years, 139.
Right. So it was great for everybody. Great for Carson, great for Indianapolis, great for the Eagles, great for everybody all around. Okay? Here's where I come in at where everybody say, oh, Howie got lucky. The first thing Howie did was what? He went and got Brian Johnson from Florida. At that moment, Brian Johnson was the first African-American offensive coordinator at Florida ever. Okay? So he also was next up in a head coaching job in college. So why would he leave that to come here to be a quarterback coach? Well,
you want to know something funny? You know the Eagles organization had no idea his connections with Jalen Hurts before they hired him?
I don't believe that.
No, this came out of their mouth. They didn't know until after, and he told them like, yeah. I guess they knew like he knew of them, but I didn't know. They didn't know he had been working with him, training with him almost every offseason since he was in middle school. Middle school, something like that.
Hurts' dad coached Brian Johnson.
Yeah.
Brian Johnson since he was 6
But they
years.
didn't know Brian Johnson was coaching him though. They knew each other, but the actual hands-on interaction with Hurts, knowing his abilities, knowing his strengths and weaknesses, because we sit down together so much, I know who he is. And then he didn't disclose that until after Shane Steichen gave him the job and Nick Sirianni.
See, here's the deal, right? When you're dealing with a $1 billion organization like the Philadelphia Eagles, they know everything. It ain't nothing. And they don't matter what they say on that mic and at no press conference, you ain't never going to know what they know and what their plans are. That's how they roll.
But that's big. That's a big move though. If you sign him without knowing his actual connection, like knowing he know the family, knowing he played for the dad, all that is obviously easy to find. Knowing he recruited him in college, another easy thing to find because those offers are right there. You know what I'm saying? They on the spreadsheet. But I don't know if you find out that we train together, that we but I'm pretty sure when Brian Johnson came in, Jalen Hurts, with as much power as he did have, he didn't have a lot, but the little bit he did have, I'm pretty sure he went in there with the faith of a mustard seed and said, hey, if y'all sign anybody to quarterback coach, Brian Johnson might be the one to help me the best.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? So my sales, right? Not only that, immediately after we signed Brian Johnson, Carson Wentz is still the starter now. Let's not get that misconstrued.
Yeah.
But that lets you know right then and there, they didn't give a damn about what Carson Wentz was going to think for a second. They already knew they were trading him. You see what I'm saying? So now,
did he ask for the trade before or after the Brian Johnson interview?
It was after, but it doesn't even matter. Okay. They already let him know that you're not our guy. So I know a lot of people say Carson wanted out. They didn't want him to. Yes, they trust me. all the groundwork, all the foundation was already laid to let Carson Wentz know he was not their guy.
Oh,
Okay.
OG, my bad. Hold on, wait. The right information for that was Brian Johnson never disclosed to the Eagles his connection to Jalen Hurts.
Yeah,
So that's the wording. I had to get the wording right. Brian Johnson didn't say it. They didn't know it. It's just that he didn't use that to get the job. That's what they were saying.
But understand something. They knew the connection.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, they knew he knew him. They knew he recruited him. They knew, he knew about Jalen Hurts probably to the extent that they did not.
Right. You
got to recruit a guy. You deep in. You know what I'm saying? OG, you say you play football, so when you go in there and lock in on that film, you almost know how dude gonna walk on the field at the end of the game, like at the beginning of the game. You know how he moving.
You got to understand something, that the Eagles made a move that was going to be monumental. So when they decided to do this, Lori and Howie said, "Listen, we don't do this. We got to go all in." After that, what did they do? They read up the offensive line. Talk Kelsey in the stand. Bang. Okay? What they do? Draft Devontae Smith. Who he got a relationship with? Jalen Hurts.
That was a forced pick, though, OG.
But
Devontae was a forced pick because he wasn't even the number one guy on Howie's list that year.
There you go again. I'm trying to tell you. That's what people say. I backed off of listening to the naysayers, and I look at what makes sense. Our personnel guy from that draft came out and said how we had 5 dudes on the list. Devontae was 3. He wasn't 1. Waddle was 1. Surtain was 2. Yeah. I can get with that. I can get with that one. I can go with that. But the main thing they knew they had to do
was get a receiver.
They had to put some weapons around Jalen Hurts.
Had to.
So it wasn't like we didn't need it. We needed it. But
that's why I said that was a forced pick. Like, we had to get weapons. We had Jalen Reagor and JJ Arcega-Whiteside.
Reagor was our first-round pick that year. Jalen Hurts was our second-round pick. So when we came up shy with that, Howie was in a position that he had to get something that was a sure thing. Okay, the surest thing you can do is go out and get something that has a relationship, that has some type of chemistry with your quarterback. You don't want to just go out and get anybody. You got to get someone that rhythmatically matches, that evenly yoked with them, and that's why it was Devontae Smith. People want to say, "Oh, if you take Jalen off of that team and put Patrick Mahomes, they could win too." No, you don't get to do that.
It's natural chemistry.
Jalen built this team. So if it wasn't for Jalen, A.J. Brown wouldn't be here. So for all the people that say you can go and get this person, but no, because guess what you also got to do? When you take Jalen out, take A.J. Brown out because he wouldn't.
What did A.J. Brown say when they thought he wasn't gonna get paid? What he told them? You don't sign him, you might as well trade me wherever he go.
Exactly.
He signed that.
So I want people to understand that we are watching an evolution, man. This kid is a breed of one. And I say that, and I know he wears that chain, but I also have a T-shirt that says that also. But when I say it, I really mean it in the sense that there is no other quarterback like unto Jalen Hurts. You can go and get Justin Fields. Guess what the problem with Justin Fields is? The ticker, this here. Justin Fields don't make good decisions. We done seen him, do some crazy boneheads. Jalen Hurts would never do no stuff like that. So and most times, those kind of things aren't stuff that you can go and buy at Wawa. That has to be. Jalen Hurts has built himself to be this breed of one in terms of the way he built his body. He is, what's the running back from Tennessee? He's that size, but a quarterback. So basically, he's built the thing that everybody said, "Oh, he can't take that. I don't want him doing that." Oh, he's already built himself through this. You see what I'm saying? So you can't go out there and play with him that way. When Jalen Hurts was asked, Are you concerned with people saying that you run too much, or you need to start throwing more touch? That's not his concern. His concern is that scoreboard.
W's.
I check a passing touchdown and a running touchdown.
6 points.
6 points. That's the last I checked. I don't know about you. You know what I'm saying? It's only
I'm
six.
say the same. It's 6 points. It don't change.
This kid, man, I'm telling you, he's about to take us to a place that we have never ever been. And to this day, we have never lost a game because of Jalen Hurts' play. We've lost games because our defense gave up 30 plus points. We have never lost a game because of Jalen Hurts' play. And I stand on that. You cannot say that about any other quarterback in the NFL. None. We've watched Kansas City lose a game because of Patrick Mahomes' interception. We watched them. We watched Cincinnati lose because of Joe Burrow. We watched, obviously, Allen. I mean, he is coming down so hard it ain't even funny. Justin Herbert. We watched these guys, all these guys that people put over Jalen. We watched all them guys lose because of them. There's something to be said about that.
OG, they starting to backtrack, putting them in front of him though. They starting to come up off them seats. They starting to be like, I think Jalen top 3.
It's going to get worse. It's going to
be a point where people are going to be arguing Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts.
Well, I mean, I'm in the camp that if I'm picking a quarterback today, I'm picking Jalen Hurts. Why? Because I can do more with Jalen than I now. Patrick Mahomes is a great player. I love him. But if I'm picking a player today, knowing what I know about both of these players, I'm picking Jalen Hurts. Because, see, there's something authentic there. When I look at Patrick Mahomes, as much as I like him, I see a little frisbee there. I see a little look at me, or I'm hurt. So I'm still playing, though, but I'm hurt. I don't buy that ankle injury at all. People can buy that and eat it up any kind of way you want to eat it up. A high ankle sprain in that position and in that timing, you would not be allowed to play games on that. Okay, Patrick Mahomes, and I got into an argument today with people because I felt like the Super Bowl was fixed. Okay, I'm not going to touch too hard on that, but let me give you the situation. Going into halftime, we up 10. Patrick Mahomes just showed that his ankle was like exploding in pain. Hurt like I don't know what. If you are better, going into halftime, because now they're doing live betting, where's all your money going to go on?
The Eagles.
That's when the NFL said, you know what? Let's flip this thing. And we cooked enough. They cooked, and they went to cooking. So there's way too many coincidences
if I found out the NFL is rigged,
bruh,
I have thousands of dollars worth of stuff. I'm going to set it all on fire, like when I did when I found wrestling was fake as a teenager.
It hurt my heart to even say it because of how much I love football. But
I put my body on the line for almost 20 years behind trying to get to that shield to tell me it's fake.
Yeah, they set it up, bro. Here was the setup. It started with the Rams and the Vikings. Or who was it that had that horrible pass interference in that playoff game?
Saints.
Saints and the Vikings? Okay. That's when they implemented that the calls will go upstairs, which is New York. Who's in New York? Vegas. Okay? So now everything goes up there. How could they get that to do that? Well, they had to get something that was so egregious and so wrong that the fans were backing. Okay? Now, let's fast forward to the Eagles game against the Cowboys in our building. The spread was 11. We were up on them. We were getting ready to cover. There's a play that happened. CeeDee Lamb got caught a ball. And Pollard came up and blocked Bradbury clear in the back. You can read his name on plate on his jersey. The referee threw the flag for blocking the back. 5 referees grouped up. The referee's earbud dropped out. He fumbled and grabbed that damn ear thing to try to get it back in his ear. The question is, why, when all 5 of the referees are right here with you? So who are you listening to? Who are you talking to? Guess what he do? He comes out and picks the flag up and says, there's no flag for a block in the back. So here's what they were trying to do. They knew
if the NFL fixed the Eagles ain't getting another one.
Yes, they are. Let me show you how. Let me tell you how. When that happened, because see, if the Eagles would have covered that game, the game against the Eagles and the Cowboys in Dallas would not have been a moneymaker for them. Because people would have said, there's no way the Eagles are going to lose that game because they just beat Dallas by 12 or 13. You see what I'm saying? So that enhances the minds of the bettors, of people, and say, yo, I'm gonna put all my money on it. You know what I'm saying? That happened, bro. That was real talk. Now we go and we get into the Redskin game. Clear face mask on Dallas Goedert. Clear. Referee just stand there watching it. Bro, I'm sad to say it. And it hurts me to say it because as much as I love football, but the NFL does fix the game. That's a fact. And you look at that Super Bowl, the field, if you watch Ndamukong Suh was blocking a offensive lineman, he grabbed his jersey. Now, this is a technique that the D-tackles use. And you push up. What that does is it gives you control of the offensive lineman. Okay? The referee threw a flag for hands to the face. How is me grabbing the collar of your jersey and pushing up hands to your face? That's not a hands to your face. But that was a play that gave them a first down. That's when they went on and scored and tied the game up.
The question in the chat for the people that's here, man, do y'all feel, I mean, OG giving some good points. I can't argue. Is the NFL fixed?
And I'm going to tell you this. They don't fix, it's not all the games. Because see, it wouldn't make sense to fix all of them. But I'm trying to tell you, brother, let me tell people this here. If the NFL wasn't fixed, why didn't betting become legal in NFL until after they put all this stuff in place? See, what happens when you're trying to do business, the first you want to be investing your money is you want to set up everything to make sure that you have money. Am I right or wrong? Because Vegas ain't in this business to lose money. Let's get that straight.
House always win.
They're not going to partner with the NFL if they feel they're going to lose their money. How much money do you think Vegas would have lost if the Eagles would have won that Super Bowl?
Billions. Probably millions, billions.
Their money on the Eagles at halftime, bro. We were up 10 points. There's no way in the world. But the problem was they didn't expect us to be that good. They didn't expect us to be that good. They expected us to not be that good, whereas though they wouldn't have to do as much. Patrick Mahomes, when that play that they called the pass interference, he had so poorly threw that ball. The ball was so far uncatchable.
That was what I wanted to ask you. Well, is that not a PI? Because the ball is uncatchable.
Tell you something. It was a pressure play. And what I learned about Patrick Mahomes, he is not good under pressure. That's why Joe Burrow beats him every damn time. And the NFL had to cheat them to get them to the Super Bowl. Because a 3rd and 8. Cincinnati against Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City got a 3rd and 8. Patrick Mahomes drops back. Crunch time now. Miss throw. Bad throw. Punt team comes on. Receiving the punt team comes. First team on the field. Penner stretching his leg out. They get ready to punt the ball. This referee comes running in there and says, no. You know what? That play didn't count. What? Bro, a whole play went on. Finish, complete. Everybody came on the field. This joker comes and runs in there and say that the play never happened. The clock wasn't running. Next play, Patrick Mahomes gets rushed out of the pocket. Dude, personally, unnecessary roughness. They go kick the field goal, game over. Talk to me, man. Talk to me. And I hate that I'm right. I hate that I'm right about this. But it is too clear to me. See, the problem with me, this is what I do. This is my life. Football is my life. I don't drink. I don't get high. This is my get high. Football. The Philadelphia Eagles is my drug. I'm just trying to tell you, bro.
How can you? I mean, but you said all that, right? How can it be your drug if you know you have no control? It ain't even really. To me, now you made me not even want to watch the game. I kind of want to take the Eagle hat off and just swipe it.
Do that. Don't do that because that's not real.
If it's fixed, there's no purpose. I'm literally out here watching games where somewhere I can find the ending.
Let me ask you a question. What in life is not fixed?
Listen, I ain't gonna lie to you. When I found out the WWE was fake,
I'm just saying.
Instantly, like I paid hundreds of dollars to watch WrestleMania, to the next day to find out it was fake because I ran into Mick Foley.
No matter.
If I find out the Eagles fake, I can't do it. I just couldn't stand behind it.
No matter what I say, it doesn't matter. It's still entertaining. It's still
entertaining for me. It won't be entertaining for me.
That's why it will. Because there's facets of the game that is real. These players are not fixing the game. You're getting their all. What you're getting is that you're getting missed calls. You're getting the NFL not giving you that. So don't trip on that. The game still got to be played. The players are still playing with the same energy. You're not losing them. Only thing you're losing is you don't have control. See, we gave control up. So if you want to be mad at somebody, be mad at the fans for not raising hell when they took that shit like that. If it's me, what I would do right now is, I would have Arizona Cardinals fire Jonathan Gannon, and as the NFL, I would suspend him for 5 years from coaching in the league. The GM from Arizona, I would fire him and ban him for 5 years. And then to the NFL, I would tell NFL that no more booth reviews. The play called on the field is what we want. No more of that. And I'm suing you for $1 billion. And that's for the fan care. That's for us. That's what needs to happen. What happened in Arizona was a travesty, bro. That was horrible. You allowed Brianna to not perform. You allowed Brianna to rehearse on the Super Bowl field, bro. $1 billion freaking game. And you letting this trick rehearse on our field? Come on.
And whatever they were trying to pick up, I think they had something to do with the game too. They were trying to pick up something at the end. They was walking around the field.
Damn well, bro.
If it's fixed though, I ain't gonna need a lot to you, OG. If it's fixed, and I find out, like I can get, your points are valid. If it come out and it's national, and if people start suing the NFL, I'm not watching no more.
What to do is open your eyes, bro. Just open your eyes and respect the game for what it is. Look at it. Enjoy life. There's a whole lot of stuff in life.
Matter of fact, I don't even watch basketball since that one referee got knocked off.
I don't, listen. Basketball is okay with me. When Kobe retired, I was pretty much done with basketball. Now, I'm going to talk it for the sake of talking it. But when you have players taking rest days off and all this old resting and
time management.
Now, the numbers that you putting up don't matter. The win-loss record doesn't matter now because really teams are losing games intentionally on purpose. So I don't put a whole lot of stock in that stuff no more. But here's what I know about basketball, and I say this about football. If you want to pick a game in basketball, here's what you do. You need 5 players in double figures to win a game in basketball. 5 players or more. The team that has 5 players or more in double figures wins the game. The team that doesn't lose the game, obviously. In football, there's a 4-point system. Our O-line against the team that you're playing, their D-line. Who do you think win that battle? This is what you do when you're trying to pick your schedule for the year. Like when people say, give me your win-loss so we can see. You match it up like that. You sit down and you look at the team, and you say the Eagles' offensive line against Detroit's D-line. I like our offensive line. Then you go the Eagles' D-line against Detroit's O-line. To me, that's going to be a push. But I still take our D-line, okay? Then you go, who will run the ball more effectively in the game? Who will run the ball more effectively in the game? We will never lose the wrestling effect. Why? Because our quarterback is our X factor. So we win that. That's 3 points. The last point is this here. What quarterback will turn the ball over the least? That is who will win that game. Now, go to the Super Bowl. Did our O-line win the battle against their D-line?
Semi.
Okay. Did our D-line win the battle against their O-line?
No.
Okay. Did we rush the ball more than they?
No.
Did our quarterback turn the ball over more than they did?
Yes.
We lost the game. That's the game. So we ain't got to talk no more. Forget all Eddie, don't worry about nothing else, bro. That's how you pick a game. And I'm telling you, it's to the point. How about you do this? When you get off of this live, go back in the schedule of any team. Don't even do the E. Just do any team. And just go a couple games and see what I'm talking about. This is for everybody. This is how you pick a game. It's a 4-point system. We worry about too much. We worry about the name on the back of the jersey of the wide receiver. Don't matter. The fact that we got A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith, that's icing on your cake. You don't need A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. That's what allowed us to go up 14 points in every game. Look at Kansas City. Look what they did. That's why all their game was close. Because they didn't have the icing on the cake. They didn't. So if they had Tyreek Hill, they would have had their icing on the cake. So people say, oh, he lost Tyreek Hill and they still won the game. That's because you don't need that to win. You need receivers to possess the ball and then to get some yak. Forget about the name on the jersey, man. That's for people that don't know the game. Don't worry about that. Worry about what players is willing to lay their body on the freaking line. Quez Watkins will never be a third receiver for us, ever. He's scared to death. Every time he touches the ball, he goes for the sideline. I don't care if you give him an end around, a bubble screen. That's why he's responsible for 2 of Jalen Hurts' interceptions because he refused to run the right route because it caused him to get hit. Can't win with him, man. Like him. I like him. Peace. I can like you from afar. I can't win with a guy like that. I said it. It's going to come a time in the game where we're going to need Quez to make one of those catches that he's not going to be willing to do. That Super Bowl catch he dropped it because there was a safety coming from behind. He couldn't see that safety. I don't know who it is. Somebody touched his soul, brother. I don't know when it happened.
When somebody cleaned his clock, you saying?
Yeah, when a player gets his soul touched in football, you can never revive him. You can never get him back. That's what that meant. When I played ball, I played with the Philadelphia Storm, played with the Belmar Broncos. One of the things that we taught on defense is we go out there to touch your soul. Because if I can touch your soul, I can break you. I can break you. And that's what.
Let's make a little pivot here. Let's make a little pivot. I got a question. So I heard you talk a lot of good talk about these players. Can you give me your evaluation of a 10-year quarterback in Dak Prescott and Jalen Hurts. Because this is the last time I'm bringing it up. Because I'm tired of them making excuses for a guy who you already told me has been the victim of being the cause of losses that Jalen Hurts has never caused.
Yeah. Let me do this here. And let me preface this by saying, with all due respect to Dak. See, one thing about the OG, I can talk about quarterbacks without disrespecting them.
I know. You told me that. That's why I'm asking you the question now.
Disrespect another quarterback over yours, that means that you're not confident in your own quarterback. That's why one of my sayings that I got from Dion, don't allow my confidence to offend your insecurity. See, I'm confident in me and what I know. But don't allow that to offend the fact that you're insecure with your knowledge and your ability to evaluate talent. Dak Prescott is a good quarterback. Dak Prescott is a good quarterback. Dak Prescott's problem is that he don't have the football IQ that is required to win certain levels of games. See, we all can come in and perform well against lesser talents, lesser defenses. This is the problem that I had with Carson Wentz. I knew Carson Wentz wasn't the guy in his second year. When I seen, and that was the year we went to the Super Bowl, he struggled to beat good teams, meaning good defenses. When you have that problem, and that's what Dak suffers from. When the defenses are good on that other side, Dak struggles, and that struggle makes you lose games. Jalen Hurts is a dog. Jalen Hurts is a dog. You're not going to break him. Here's what he possesses. His passes is off, which there will be games where he's not on. He can go to his running game. He can go to his creating game and throw the little short ball and still win in that manner. That is what the Patrick Mahomes, the Joe Burrows, the Josh Allen, the Justin Herbert, that's what they can't do. Dak is not on these guys' platform, bro. Dak is what is called a good quarterback. The quarterbacks that I'm talking about are great quarterbacks. There's a difference there. It's just different. And when you open your eyes and you look at it, it just breeds that. So when you're debating with a Dallas fan, notice that they're always talking about the yesteryears. What is Dak now, today? What is that?
They only got two arguments, OG. They only got two arguments. They got 5 Super Bowls and we lost the Super Bowl. That's the only two arguments.
Ain't none of them dudes was alive when they got them 5 Super Bowls. Dak wasn't even thought of. You see what I'm saying? So I don't want to talk about that. Give me, where are you today? We them fucking dogs today. Today, that's what we are. We dogs today. They them boys. Them little boys that you play in the street with, that's who they them boys. We them dogs, man. This shit gonna get nasty this year. People say, and we had the same schedule pretty much last year. They had a good record, right? You know why they had a good record? Because they played bad teams just like we did. The problem is, even if we played the good teams, we can beat them. We could have beat the good team. Didn't matter.
They tried to say, listen, this what they. I just heard an argument, OG, and I'm gonna let you dispute it, right? They said they went 12-5 2 years in a row with a first place schedule, right? And I told them, no to hell, you was not first place either one of those years. You was first in the division. You won it. You one of those years you won the NFC. The other one you didn't, but you weren't number one seed.
No.
Number one seed get the higher bidded teams on the roster. That's why we got Patrick Mahomes. And who is our NFC team this year? Is it Minnesota again?
Yeah, we got Minnesota. I know we got Detroit.
No, we don't get Detroit.
Detroit this year.
Cowboys get Detroit.
We got the Lions this year. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You sure?
No, sir. Because that would have been the game I went to. Because I gotta see something.
We had the choices here. I know we got 49ers,
We got the Niners.
got the Seahawks, right?
We got the Seahawks. We played a division though.
Okay. Yeah.
We played the NFC West and the AFC West. That's why I said Minnesota our extra team because they are NFC. The NFC North, right? NFC North, right? Yeah. So that's our extra team. That's our extra team. The both teams top teams last year.
Here's what I say, bro. And I hear people making comparisons. They say Jalen Hurts never beat a quarterback like the problem is Jalen Hurts don't play Patrick Mahomes. Jalen Hurts plays the Kansas City defense. Stop saying Jalen's never beat a quarterback. Jalen's not playing that quarterback.
Jonathan Gannon never beat a top tier quarterback.
People, this is what I'm talking about. That's amateur debater. That's why I don't like dealing in numbers. Don't give me numbers. Don't give me 33 touchdowns. Because for real, bro, I can persuade numbers to work in my favor if I want. Talk about Jalen's numbers. That's not how you determine who's the better player. The better player, who makes your O-line better? Because it always starts there. Does your quarterback make the O-line better? He either do or he don't. Here's how you don't. When you hold the ball too long, that makes the O-line break down, and then you giving up sacks. So he's not making it better there. But the D-line, and understand this here, this is why our screen game is not that good. When teams rush Jalen Hurts, they rush him slowly. They don't come upfield hard because they have to figure out, is he going to hand it off, keep it, or throw it? So that is seconds. That is valuable seconds that's going on. And in that time frame, our receivers are able to get on top of the corners. The running back is able to see a lane open. That's where Jalen makes that that decision making is what eyes in him that makes him different. It's his decision making on how to navigate that. You don't understand. Jalen Hurts is the reason why Shane Steichen has a job. Jalen Hurts is running his own offense. There is no other quarterback in the NFL that is doing that. And I would say in the history of the NFL, that's running their own offense. Jalen Hurts is running the offense that Lincoln Riley taught him at Oklahoma. Go look at the tape of Oklahoma's game. We running that same offense. So this is why Nick Sirianni don't care if he's a play caller or not, because Jalen's going to be the ultimate play caller. All they do is send a play in. Jalen looks at his wristband, and he comes back, and then he reads what's in the box. The count. If the count is in the box, a certain number, he hands it off, or he may keep it, or he knows if he's going to throw it or not, just from reading the defense. So when that idiot from Tampa Bay last year was saying, not last year, but the other year, he can't read, keep on moving. Well, the problem is this here. If he couldn't read, why the hell would you tell your D-backs to keep moving?
Stop moving, dummy.
That's why you tell them to keep moving. So
if you can't read a defense, it's more likely to keep it in front of your face than to move around. I find openings.
Bro. He was trying to hype his D-backs up. He was just trying to get on mic, and y'all got him on mic, and everybody said, "Oh, Jalen can't read." Why? Because this little idiot-ass assistant coach said he can't read. Bro, come on, please. This game, trust me, bro. You know what I mean? You don't be what he is and can't read a defense. You just don't. You know what I'm saying?
That was a stupid take.
And in his first year starting, right, when we made the playoffs, everybody said, "Oh, we didn't start winning until they took the ball out of Jalen's hand." No, they didn't take the ball out of him.
They gave him more. They gave him more of the ball.
That's what happened. We realized that with our defense on that field, we were giving up 30 points or more a game. When Jalen Hurts, when they started running Jalen more or just running the ball more, it kept our defense on the sideline. See,
I said the same thing in the space yesterday. I was in there talking to them folks, and they were like, "Oh, how do you feel about Brian Johnson taking over the offensive play caller?" I was like, "It's not going to be much of a slump because Jalen Hurts going to call 90% of the plays, until Brian Johnson get a flow. It's gonna be Brian Johnson. Hey, what you think? You want to pass or run?
The dude sits right there with Jalen, bro. You know what I'm saying? So they already know what they're doing. So the play is going to come in. This is why you don't have Jalen calling all these timeouts, because he is the architect of the offense. You see what I'm saying?
He moves fast. If you think about it, people want to say he dumb, whatever, he can't read, right? Last year, go back and watch a lot of those tapes when the box was not stacked, and he knew Jason Kelce had a free second row to the linebackers. He had a free shot. He took off. He didn't even think about it.
This dude is so
seeing
smart.
It. That's a read.
He's so smart. Let me get into this too, because I'm warmed up now.
Okay, let's warm up
With Nick Saban, and I'm gonna write a book about this. But Nick Saban did Jalen Hurts wrong. Let me tell you something, bro. You're in a national championship game. You're in the national championship game. At halftime, he was 3 for 8 for 21 yards. What's the problem with that picture? 3 for 8? Meaning you only let your quarterback throw 8 times in a whole half? To the point. Now here's what Jalen did. Jalen wanted to throw the ball so bad, he looked over to their offensive coordinator, which was Brian Dable, I believe, and was like, yo, let me throw the ball. He did this, right? Bang. They call it passing play. The line ain't blocking. Jalen rolls out, got to throw the ball away. That gave him the 8th throw. Now they got to punt the ball. They punch the ball. Now they on defense. Alabama's defense gets a rough in the pass. That's 15 yards. Then they get too many men on the field. Then they kick the field goal. So I believe it was 16-0 going into halftime. They benches Jalen. Brings Tua in. Tua down in the game.
When did Tua go in that second half?
Same situation going on. But at the end of the game, they was down. Tua takes a sack on a 3rd and 9. Which brings up, I believe, a 4th down. 4th and long. They got to go for it. Georgia busts the coverage. Tua sees Devontae Smith down the side, throws it to him, they win the game. That there is supposed to prove that Tua was the better quarterback than Jalen. You don't think Jalen would have been able to
How many opportunities did Tua get in the second half to throw the ball?
Much more. So
I'm gonna look it up. I got to see the stat.
Let me tell you why. What happened. Then this was illegal at the time. It was not legal to pay players. Nick Saban, Alabama, their boosters moved Tua's entire family from Hawaii to Alabama. His entire family. Okay? Now, he's backing up Jalen at this time. The boosters call up to Nick Saban and say, yo, bro, we need Tua to be drafted high so that we can recoup our money. Because guess who the boosters are? This is newsflash for everybody. The boosters are the agents in the NFL. Make sense? Here's what. If you are a booster, how do you get your money back when you paying college players illegally to the table? You get your money back by creating an agency, a sports agency. So when they come to the NFL, you're their agent. You get to control their whole career, bro. Come on. So now Tua gets drafted by Miami High. Now the boosters gets their money because they're his agents. See, Jalen didn't take no money. Jalen's dad went and G-checked Nick Saban and said, listen, either you're going to start my son, we're not going to play with him. You know what I'm saying? That's what Jalen could have left. But what did he do? He graduated from Alabama in 3 years. He graduated in 3 years, people.
Oh,
So
the stats. So the stats was 3 for 8, 21 yards for Jalen Hurts. Tua had 14 for 24, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception.
You understand? So Jalen graduated he got his degree in 3 years. Alabama. He had one more year of eligibility. He transferred to Oklahoma, and he showed his ass off. He was runner-up for a Heisman Trophy. Okay, Jalen Hurts. You didn't know this. Jalen Hurts also graduated from high school early so that he can get on Alabama's championship team that year.
I watched the video. I didn't know how true it was. I did see it in like a little Jalen Hurts documentary.
High school, so that he can do that. Jalen Hurts' dad told Nick Saban, "Why don't you let Jalen Hurts run the scout team as if he's Deshaun Watson?"
He graduated in December, like he went in January or something like that, right? Something like that.
So he performs well in practice. All the senior players and the defense telling Nick Saban, "Yo, man, Jalen can play, man. You should start him." That's when Jalen Hurts was the first freshman to ever start for Alabama. He wins freshman of the year. Let me tell you something, man. I can make a movie look any kind of way you want it. Nick Saban ain't shit. See, you hurt that man. But it was a blessing for us. But you hurt him. Jalen Hurts is probably the only quarterback in the NFL history that has had all of his receivers in top 10. Every receiver he played with went top 10. CeeDee Lamb, Henry Ruggs, yeah. Going on down the list, damn it. Going down the list.
I think that's the problem with Alabama quarterbacks in general. They play with so much talent. That's why I think we in a okay. Let me give you how I feel about some OG. I feel like we're in a great state because of the Devontae AJ situation, right? Because in college, when you bring somebody into the pros, you want to replicate what they're good at. Even at Oklahoma, he had a CeeDee Lamb. He had those guys that can go get the rock. The problem with Alabama quarterbacks is, you just said it, every receiver that's played there in the last probably like 8 to 10 years, top 10 draft projection.
Right.
Then you put him in the NFL. You put that quarterback in the NFL like a Mac Jones.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're not a Patriots fan, if you're not really a football fanatic, you can't even tell me one of their receivers right now.
Right. Here's the problem.
But I feel like they overly develop, OG. Before you get into your, I feel like they overly develop those quarterbacks. Then you put them in the NFL with busters, and that's why Tua and the Dolphins are having a little bit more success because they're starting to bring in the pieces. They're starting to see it like the Eagles seen it. We got Jalen Hurts. He played with Jerry Jeudy, Devontae Smith, Waddle.
But you know what?
Dudes, we can't leave him with Jalen Reagor and J.J. Arcega-Whiteside.
And you know what's crazy? They don't get a quarterback coach at Alabama. They're not coached. See, Jalen Hurts has never had a quarterback coach until he went to Oklahoma. So when you were in practice, imagine you preparing for games without a coach coaching you.
Just your quarterback coach. Is it Saban?
No, Nick Saban's a defensive guy. Whoever the
offensive coordinator is your quarterback coach too.
Working with them, so they don't get to work on mechanics. See what I'm saying? So when you got Alabama is pressured with winning, they have to win because that's how Nick Saban gets his bag. They have to win. So now what happens is players like Patrick Mahomes, Texas Tech, whatever, he wasn't that good there. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't win no games there.
No.
But he had opportunity to work on his game. This is why these quarterbacks like Justin Herbert and these guys, they come here looking like that. I keep telling people for a while now, Josh Allen is not what you think he is.
Is it the same way in USC? Because I feel like they got the same problem at USC. Do they got a quarterback coach? Because they come in and be bust.
There's different types of quarterbacks in the NFL. You have quarterbacks like Carson Wentz, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and then so forth, that are seam route throwers. So giving them the Stephon Diggs is not what you want. Giving them, outside these name brand receivers is not good for them.
Is that why the receivers moving to the slot?
No, it's going to frustrate the receiver, and he's going to.
That's what I'm saying. That's why a lot of these offenses are moving their best receiver to the slot.
So what happens is you best off going with a double tight end set with these guys because they're seam route throwers. Josh Allen can't reach Diggs on the routes that he's running. If you ever look at that Josh Allen, his cannon, he's overthrowing. He's throwing over the top. They seam routes. Everything is down the middle, though. People don't realize that. All they do is see.
I've seen that. I seen that's why Hollywood Brown got frustrated because I was looking at a highlight tape because in my head, right, I'm thinking Hollywood Brown, looking at his stats, he having great seasons in the Ravens. But when I look at the highlight tape, I'm like, dang, this dude ran the same route like 12 times.
And so that's what hurt Carson. Because when defenses started playing different and making him throw outside the numbers, he was missing. Same thing with Josh Allen. Josh Allen's stock is going down now. Okay, not stock in the marketplace, but in the stock of the people that know the game. Because now they realize you can't make these throws. And you can't go and buy that at Wawa. You can't go to Dick's Sports and buy that. See, that's in you. That's bred. Jalen Hurts is an excellent deep ball thrower. Jalen Hurts is excellent throwing the ball outside the numbers. This is why he's different. This is why he's the best quarterback in the NFL. There is no weaknesses, my brother. He's only going to get stronger. He's only going to get better. That's it. This game is over. I'm trying to tell you. People don't know what's getting ready to happen, bro.
How you do this? You totally messed up all my emotional stance. I'm here. I'm on my own podcast, quiet. You come in and tell me it's rigged. You turn around and tell me we finna have a good time. You don't like the Eagles.
I'm trying to tell you, man. This thing will be off the chain. And I'm gonna tell you something. You think them Dallas fans hating now? Bruh, these jokers are going to be real sad. I laugh at them because they don't even make sense when they're talking. It's like I'm talking to a guy that is 2 years old. It's a grown man I'm talking to. But it's almost like you arguing with a 2-year-old. My brother's a Dallas fan. And when me and him be debating, I be like, man, I'm talking to a fucking nut. My brother's a nut. Bro, do you know that your shit is over? They are trading Dak next year. They ain't reading Dak up. Dak is not no winner. No, they trading him. Jay wants to move in a different direction.
Hey, Stu, if you out there in the chat, right? Put that statement you made the other day. You know what he said, and it kind of caught my eye. Dak, you say he's a good quarterback. Dak is good enough. They'll never be in the top 10 picks, but he not great enough that they'll ever be a top 10 team.
Here's the deal with that, right?
That's just how that Stu said it. That's why I wanted him to get in there and put his actual words, but that's what I kind of.
Here's how you can win with a Dak Prescott. You take the same. Okay.
Oh yeah, I seen he got like a 30% record when he throw over 50 times or something like that, right?
The thing is, you can't let. He's not a gunslinger. He's not a high value thrower. I don't think he should throw the ball as they do. At making throws, the only way you can be consistent is you lessen the amount of throws. See, people don't do this thing right. All they want to do is talk about Patrick Mahomes threw for 41 touchdowns. Well, how many interceptions did he throw? He threw 13 interceptions, 12 interceptions. So I think it should go like this. For every interception you throw, you take off of a touchdown from them. Because, see, I can come out and throw 50 touchdowns and throw 30 interceptions like dude did at Tampa Bay. What's his name? The black quarterback.
Jameis Winston, 30 for 30.
See, that stuff is like, bro, it don't make sense. If you risky with the ball and you turning the ball over, I don't need that. Give me the quarterback that's going to take care of the ball.
Well, at least Jameis can give you an actual excuse that he almost legally blind.
Yeah, I don't know.
Dak ain't legally blind. Dak is just, I don't know.
Legally not that intelligent. That's what he legally not that intelligent. See, this football IQ, it requires what you call pedigree. See, people don't like to institute the word pedigree with black quarterbacks because they're athletes. But Jalen Hurts has pedigree. He was raised to be a quarterback. His dad coached him from little up to now. That's called pedigree. That's what Peyton Manning and them is. That's what all these quarterbacks, Joe Burrow, he has football. He has pedigree. Josh Allen has pedigree. He was raised to do this. But again, there's different types of quarterbacks. Some are seam route throwers. Some are outside the number throwers. Once you identify that, that's how you build your offense around these guys. The strength of that. You don't try to take a player that's a seam route thrower and then you go get all these big name wide receivers and expecting to win with them. That's not going to, all you're going to do is frustrate that wide receiver because most of them are prima donnas. And if the ball is not where they want it to be, and if they running these routes and everything and coming out, it's an art to running route. And when you don't give him the ball when he's coming out of that break, that receiver, man, hates that. This joker works on this crap all off season. And then to come in and make them moves and get open and these slug routes and everything, and you can't reach them, man, that's very frustrating. I'm just saying. Our guy is different, man.
I feel like, hey, look, that play you talking about after the huddle, all he got to do is take a hard left out of bounds. And you don't have to worry about clocking the ball. There was nobody on the left side of you. You slid for the dude in front of you, and that was the point where Jalen Hurts would have clicked in.
Right.
Jalen Hurts would have swerved to the left and went out of bounds. And he would have left you enough time on the clock mentally. Now I can even come out and run another play towards the end zone if I want to without having to just kick the field goal.
That's just called field balance. Like you got court balance and field balance. You got to know how to read the field. You got to know. And another thing is, and nobody talks about this. Have you ever seen a player after they play get up and disrespect Jalen Hurts? I'm talking about from the other team. They don't talk to him, man. They got the utmost respect for this dude. That tells you right there about a lot about a player. They don't trash talk Jalen Hurts.
If you really look at it, the respect factor for him, that's why I don't understand how people keep knocking him so much. The respect factor for Jalen Hurts is so high. Even people that's been in the league way longer than him that shouldn't have no reason to look up to this guy. They like, man, look, if I've heard some players like talking and be like, Jalen Hurts, like if I could go back and play again, I would hope he would be the quarterback on the team I play for. And I'm like,
remember people were saying no star receivers will want to come and play with Jalen because he's the running quarterback. Now look at all
they really took that from Lamar Jackson, OG, when a lot of receivers said Lamar Jackson. And now that you said what you said, it clicked. He's a seam route thrower. I don't want to go there and be outside, and he can't get me the ball. OBJ is gonna have a problem.
Now listen to all the receivers that want to come and play with you.
All the top receivers are like, hey, Jalen is my top. I'll play with him.
You know what I'm saying? Because this dude is a winner, man. This is a leader. This dude don't point no fingers at nobody. Nobody. You never hear him complain. I'm just saying, man. If he
didn't have to do the media at the end of the game, you probably wouldn't hear him speak.
Right. I like this because I didn't know that my talent of evaluating these guys, I didn't know that was really a talent of mine until now that I'm talking to people and they still don't see what I'm talking about. Like people still say, oh, he ain't this, he ain't that. I said, bro, you don't know what you're looking at. It didn't take me much, bro. I just went and looked at when we drafted him. He is not. Let me make it very goddamn clear. Jalen Hurts is not my prototype quarterback. I'm going to say that right now. He was not my prototype quarterback. But what I do.
Hold on. Who? When we look at the facts, who is your type of guy? Give me a guy that fits your mold.
My type of guy is Joe Burrow. He has the right size. He has the ability to step up like a horse when he needs to. He has the ability to throw the ball. His arm is not that strong, but I don't need that. See, the stronger your arm is, the more
you take risk.
Yeah, the more you become like thinking you've arrived. See, that's what happened with quarterbacks that got big arms.
Jamarcus Russell,
their head, and they feel entitled. See, that's what Benny Siegel told me. Entitlement is a thief of hard work. See, when you don't feel entitled, you go and work hard. But when you feel entitled, like Carson Wentz felt he was entitled to the starting job, no need to work hard. He felt like he already arrived. And let me do this here. I don't want to keep on knocking him. If you don't want to be great, bro, that's fine. That's not for everybody. There ain't nothing wrong with that. That's just who you are. But it still makes you a good person, though. Don't take down a person that don't want to be great. Carson Wentz just wanted to come here, make some money, and play in the NFL. Here's the problem with these players. They don't reset their dreams. See, our dream is to get drafted, make it to the NFL, and buy our mama a house. So when these players get drafted, or even if they go undrafted and get signed, their dream has been fulfilled. Here is where they run into problems. They don't reset their dream. So now, what are you chasing? What are you working for?
You see Hassan Reddick. That's what made me hype about him. He was like, yeah, I had my best season last year, but I think it's still more that I need to get to. Like, I need to go back in the bag and find something else. Like, I feel like I left a lot of meat on the bone.
They have to reset their dreams, because this is why NFL players end up going to jail. This is why they end up getting in speeds and all that, drinking and stuff, because they haven't reset their dream. If you reset your goals and your dreams, you don't have time to be out in the streets. See what I'm saying? So you have to reset your dreams and your goals, because now you got something to chase. You got something to work for. A lot of these guys come from nothing and they don't have anything. They come from poverty. So when they make it, it's like, damn, I'm just going to chill. I'm just out here spending. But as you spending and you drinking and you smoking and you wearing that body down. That's your temple. That's your body, bro. You should be able to not do that for the short years that you play in the NFL. You can do all that shit after you retire. Everybody don't want to do. Everybody. No argument. And that's where the dude come in. That's what makes him different. He don't even feel like he arrived, bro. Because he hasn't. Right. Because he hasn't. And as long as that mindset stays there, we good. To be honest with you, and I'm going to tell everybody this here, y'all may think I'm crazy. We got 2 Super Bowls. I feel like we won that Super Bowl. I'm not taking that as a loss in my mind. I feel like we won that Super Bowl. They had to take that from us. Mm-hmm. But I feel we won that Super Bowl. And in reality, we did. I'm not no blind, I ain't no damn fool. But my feeling, the performance that I seen our quarterback that people said couldn't go up against this quarterback and perform. Patrick Mahomes was looking at our guy. You see his face, man? When Jalen was out there cooking? Bro.
When he tied the game up and they swung that camera to Patrick Mahomes, 35-35, Patrick Mahomes looked like he was finna drop a turd.
And look what he did. Came out there for the money and couldn't hit his receiver. Poorly overthrew the ball to the point he had to tell the ref, look, and then the ref threw the flag. I don't want to keep doing this because I don't want to sound like a 49er fan. So I'm good. But I'm gonna tell you right now, we gonna win that Super Bowl this year. I guarantee. I will bet money on that. I'll guarantee that right today, right now. See, people talk about Super Bowl hangover, right? Here's why I don't believe in it. You have to know how to compartmentalize things. When a team goes to the Super Bowl and loses or wins it, the reason why they don't come back and be as good as they was prior, A, they lose offensive coordinator, they'll lose their defense coordinator, maybe. They may lose players because now the players already got their Super Bowl, so now they're going for money. You got to look at it, though. Don't just look at the star players. Sometimes you got to look inside, look in the trenches.
The roles.
Who did they lose that was a leader on that team? Who did they lose that was a part of the trenches?
The only person, see, people say Javon Hargrave, right? I don't think Javon Hargrave was a huge loss. I really don't.
Here's how it would have been a huge loss if we didn't have the picks to draft and replace it. We replaced him with Nolan Smith and Carter. You understand what I'm saying? Javon Hargrave, good player. But the problem that I had with him, he was too focused on sacks and didn't want to stop the run. Javon Hargrave, you go and look at the play that cost that made that game, that won that game for Kansas City.
Oh, when he missed Pacheco?
Patrick Mahomes was flushed out of the pocket.
Oh, and Jordan Davis missed too, though. Jordan
Davis got him. He was almost had him sacked. That's when he threw the ball to Kelsey. There's a shoestring off the turf. Jordan Davis almost had him. I'm talking about on this one play because Jordan Davis wasn't on the field then. He got flushed out of the pocket. Hargrave had a chance to tackle him, but it meant that he had to get him on his legs. Hargrave didn't want to die, so he let Patrick run, thinking I don't know what he thought he could catch him. That's when he went for that big run, and that's what set them up for that position that they was in. So Nolan Smith is going to be our most exciting player on defense this year. Nolan Smith is going to be that guy. Nolan Smith is going to be better than Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons did not play DN in college. He played linebacker. Nolan Smith has playing DN since he was in high school, bro. Literally. Pop Warner. Runs a 4.3. He lost all that weight so he can bring it to the combine and run the fastest 40. He putting his weight back on now. We got a fucking beast, bro.
Since you got it in that, who's your 5-man front on the third down? Who you got?
I got Reddick. I got Carter. I got Davis. I got Sweat, and I got Fletch. Now, here's what I'm doing with Nolan Smith. I'm gonna use Nolan Smith as a jackal. I'm gonna move him around.
I'm gonna like that though. He's so fast, but pre-play movement is gonna be crazy too.
He's the fastest player on our defense. He runs a 4.3. There's nobody on our defense faster than Nolan Smith.
Devin. But Devin ain't defense. Nah.
Don't let him run a 4.3. He's the fastest player.
Darius Slade. What Darius Slade ran back in the day? 4.4?
Nowhere near. No, 4.4. 4.4. This boy run a 4.3. You use him as your jackal. You don't give him an assignment. Your assignment for him is go get ball. That's what you tell Nolan Smith. Go get ball. Imagine Nolan Smith.
Whoa, hey, you tried Darius Slade. I knew I wasn't tripping.
Okay.
Darius Slade ran a 4.3.
Where?
He 10 years in, though, but he ran a 4.3.
Okay.
Don't do Darius Slade like that. Big play Slade, he got to get it back.
You got that, bro. I'm trying to tell you. It ain't there. You can.
I mean, 10 years. You gotta go back a little bit. 10 years.
If you look at tape, you can see Darius Slay his speed levels. That cornerback is that's my spot. I'm just telling you, I know levels. I know how to be.
Well, he said he was. People say he was hurt. I don't know if his back was hurt. I know his back got hurt.
I
got back problems from football, and I
seen when Darius got hurt. I forget the game that it was in. He came up and tried to put a hit on the tight end, and he hurt himself. I seen it when he did it. He came out the game, but he'd been playing with it all year long. I watched when he got hurt.
I think that was a lot of emotion too, like him being able to turn and flip and keep in phase with a lot of receivers. He was hurting. I could tell. Like, and then Jonathan Gannon didn't make it any better. You got the receiver coming at me full speed, and now with my hurt back, I got to adjust in a matter of seconds.
Let me tell you the problem with Jonathan Gannon. Jonathan Gannon didn't know how to utilize what he had, and it's because he was young. He's so young in the game and so young at learning the defenses. None of our coaches really have that experience of trial and error. I love our head coach. I love Nick Sirianni, but the problem with Nick Sirianni is that he hasn't been nowhere long enough to kind of, put his feet in that mold. You see what I'm saying?
He ain't embedded in the soil yet.
He was a quality control coach in Kansas City. When Andy got there, Andy didn't re-sign him, so he went to San Diego. He was quality control, then he went to receiver coach there. Then he went from San Diego, after a year, went to the Colts. That's when Frank Reich was there. He was given an offensive coordinator job. Well,
that Chargers job, that's when he ran into Steichen at, right?
Yeah. So he didn't learn no offense. He didn't have no offense at the Colts because that was Frank Reich's offense. Frank Reich was the play caller. So Nick Sirianni never got that experience there. So then the Eagles hiring took him out of that spot that he was only in for 1 year, and then brought him here and made him your head coach, which is, good. There's nothing wrong with that. He's a delegator right now. He's delegating authority. You know what I'm saying? That's fine. But the experience, we didn't have no experienced coaches. Only the most experienced coach we had was our offensive line coach.
Stoutland. Jeff Stoutland.
You know what I'm saying? So
you're right, because all three of them came in together.
We had to go through that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like this is going through the storm, man. But when you got the fact that we hit on Jalen, by hitting on him, it allows you to put those two first round picks in your pocket, and you use them on Nolan Smith and Carter. We wouldn't have Carter and Nolan Smith if Jalen Hurts wasn't the guy. We would have been drafted quarterback. That's why the Duke this is what makes him great, because we got luxury here. We got our guy. Teams spend years trying to get their guy. Dallas don't have.
It's a lot of teams that ain't had their guy in their existence as a team.
Dallas thought they had their guy. They don't have their guy.
But OG, would you not say that he's lived up to expectation for what he was drafted at?
Yeah, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say.
It's teams though. You said it's teams it's teams that been in the league 100 years or whatever, however long we've been playing, and when they came in and they still ain't found the guy.
Not their guy. So this year,
that guy ain't easy to find, boy. Hey, y'all out there in the chat, that guy ain't easy to find.
Here's why Dallas is not going to be good this year. Not only do they not have their guy, but their guy that they got I just told you didn't have the football IQ, got a new offense. They just fired
they according to the
care about that.
According to the dude that's gonna be calling the plays, he's keeping 70% of the original offense.
Here's why you're not doing that. That dude that said that, Super Bowl winning coach. He's an offensive coach. He's an offensive so-called guru.
He was 4-6-1 the last time he was the offensive guru.
You think you want to take that away from him? You think you want to? You know when you dealing with an ego, bro? Mike McCarthy is egotistical. You think he's going to come and run? Are you kidding me?
Well, Jerry Jones still kind of low key brought in the offensive coordinator too, just in case it don't work out.
Let me tell you something, bro. They not going to be that good this year. I promise you that. They don't have a running game. Their quarterback is learning a new offense. He's got to get on the same page. He don't have no relationship with Cooks. So they're all learning that offense together. Lamb is learning a new offense. You're taking a Pro Bowler and you're setting him back. He's got to learn a new offense. No, bro, it ain't like that. Football ain't that easy. If it was that easy, all the teams would be good. This is why I put my picks where I put them at. See, you got to go to. I think the Giants is going to be second in our division. Why? Because this will be Daniel Jones' second or third, second year in this offense. When you have a quarterback, I said the key to learn if a quarterback is good in this league, is you put him in the same offense for 2 years or more. After 2 years, you want to know if you can win with that quarterback and how good he is. You ain't got to spend 4 or 10 years with him. 2 years, bro. 2 years. And what sets quarterbacks back is when they have to learn a new offense. So while people think Aaron Rodgers is going to the Jets and he's going to get them to play, he's going to get them.
Hey, how long Mike McCarthy been in Dallas? You know how many years?
About 4 or 5 years now.
Look, you want to hear an interesting stat that might make you laugh? Coach quarterback tandems, nothing to do with OC or DC, combined together for more than 4 years, have never won a Super Bowl. If they didn't win in that 4-year window, they have never won a Super Bowl.
That's interesting.
And Drew Brees was the one that almost broke the mold because if they don't get that pass interference, he go back to the Super Bowl. He was the one that was going to break the mold and didn't break the mold. But he did win a Super Bowl within the first 4 years of him and Sean Payton. They tried to bring up Peyton Manning, but I had to kill him because that's my favorite quarterback. I said, 2 years before he won that Super Bowl, they changed our head coaches.
Mm-hmm.
They got my boy Gundy up out of there.
Yeah. And that's interesting because, see, winning is a chemistry thing. Winning is not so much of the names on the jerseys.
No.
It's you getting all of these guys, the chemistry, being able to evenly yoke and play together, good together. And then you got to get things to fall your way. Whenever you see a team with a great record, with a good record, it's because of it was the talent that they played against. Then you have a team with the Eagles that is special, and I say special in the way of when you have the luxury to add a Carter and a Nolan on top of what and didn't lose what you have in terms of your offense is already set. That is so valuable, my brother. That is so valuable. You can't even name me another team that's ever in the history of the NFL that's been in the position that we're in right now. I challenge anybody out there to name me a motherfucking team that is in the position that was in the position that we're in right now. You can't do.
Well, people gonna use a few teams, right? They're gonna use the Chiefs.
No.
But listen, I agree with you, but I know they're gonna use the argument. They're gonna use the Chiefs. They're gonna use the Patriots.
Show me the
They're gonna go back to those. They're gonna go back to them San Francisco teams that won Super Bowls. Like they're not gonna give us nowadays. They're gonna go back.
Show me the 2 first-round picks that they had. High first-round picks.
Well, San Fran,
Mm-hmm.
the only team I can say had 2 first-round quarterbacks on the roster at the same time.
And then do it.
Huh?
You talking about those is picks? Those is not, that's different.
No, I'm just saying that's the only team I can think of that even have.
We just went to the Super Bowl, right?
Didn't they get what they got? What round they get T.O. in?
Well, T.O. wasn't no first rounder. T.O. wasn't no first rounder. I've already did that research. You can't name a team.
The 2 first round is hard. Now for you to have a top first round pick the next year.
A top 10 pick, and we had a 30th pick.
Yeah, it's hard to get 2 first rounders. But any team though, if you're not rebuilding, you usually ain't gonna stack up on first round picks.
And we kept our offense, bro. Every offensive player, we even got better at running back.
I got a problem at right guard.
No, we don't. We good there. We got 2 players that can play there.
But you gotta, just like you said, you gotta learn it. It's gonna be some growing pains.
That's one of the best offensive line coaches in the game.
But you got a quarterback in Jalen Hurts too, who also can make your job a little easier when you get beat.
O-line better. This is what I'm saying. Jalen Hurts makes your O-line better. He makes your running game better. He makes your receivers better. He makes your defense better because now they can, you know what I'm saying? He makes your organization better. He makes Howie Roseman better. He makes everybody better. There's no quarterback in the league that does that.
Nope.
So how the hell is he not number 1?
They'll say Patrick Mahomes though. Patrick Mahomes made people better though. His emphasizing of the, he's the what you call it? He's the splash after you shoot the firework. You know what I'm saying?
I don't put no money in my pocket. I watch no look interception. I watch him throw a no look interception. So don't give me that. Don't throw me a no look touchdown and then come back and throw an interception. No, don't do that. That evens out. See, I don't need that. I need smart. I need tough. I need intelligent. I need you doing this because it's the right thing to do. If I wanted Jalen to throw for 40 touchdowns, I can easily tell Jalen, yo, when we get down on in the goal line, fake it to Miles and just throw it to A.J. Brown on the quick slant. You don't think Jalen can do that every damn time we get down there? Easy.
A.J. Brown, the slant specialist too. That'd be easy work. Or you get Devontae to do that little comeback he do. That'd be easy touchdowns. Just put it on the outside.
You don't think we can take Dallas Goedert, let him sit on the pot, fake the ball to the running back, and throw it right to Goddard in the end zone? Come on.
OG, you're an old school player, right? You remember you watch Georgia Tech football?
Yeah.
I was talking to one of my guys the other day, right? And I said, look, you got Swift. He's a fast, elusive back. Imagine that tush push look, and it turned out to be an option. And you got Jalen Hurts and DeAndre Swift one-on-one with a cornerback on the edge.
You're going to see it.
I think so.
You're going to see it.
And then Jalen Hurts so smart, like we already know, he gonna know whether to pitch it or hold it. And I done seen him carry 3 or 4 people from 10 yards out into the end zone in that Minnesota game.
Trying to tell you, listen. There is no quarter. First of all, tell me a time you seen the tush push before we started running it.
Never.
You see what I'm saying? Innovation, man.
People tried to say it was Tom Brady. I was like, no, Tom Brady was doing the original quarterback sneak.
Yeah.
Original. Nobody behind him.
He tried to do it and got his knee dislocated.
Oh, he did. He talked about it too. I heard it on the Kelsey podcast. He was like, I tried it one time. I ain't gonna never try it again.
You know what I'm saying? And then
people teams tried it last year though, right?
Yeah, people say, I don't want my quarterback doing that. But let me tell you something. Look at our success that we had in it. If we didn't do that tush push and we didn't win on that, guess what we doing? We punting the ball. or returning the ball over there.
I know you said you did your homework. What did he convert 33 of those for
More,
first downs?
more than that.
No, regular season though. I wasn't talking about playoffs. Just regular season. I think he was like 30, 33, 38, 33 for 38 or something.
In that range. I don't know the exact number. What I try to do is I try not to pay attention to numbers because when I'm debating, I don't ever want to reach for it. You know what I'm saying? Like I carry my John. I know if I got my John on me and then they say the wrong thing to me, so I don't carry it. I want time to think about what I'm about to do before I do it. That's how I am. That's the kind of dude I am. So I don't want to know numbers. I don't want to know how many touchdowns Jalen got, how many rushes. I don't want that. I'm looking with my eyes and I'm seeing the success. If I see our quarterback being successful, that's all that matters to me. I went on record to say before Jalen took this, they call it a leap. Jalen ain't taking a leap. I went on record to say this. I don't care if he's a top 10 quarterback. I need Jalen Hurts to be able to run the Philadelphia Eagles offense with high value of consistency. That's what I need out of him. It just so happened it made him the best damn player in the league. It's doing it. I stumbled into that. I didn't need that. I just needed him to run our offense consistently good. That's it. That's all I ask because guess what that do? That gives you W. I'm about the W or the F.
Listen, when was your moment of lock in with Jalen where you were sold that he was the guy for Philly?
When San Diego Chargers, it was fourth down, 4th and 7. He rolls out looking for the pass, ain't there, runs it. Comes up, the D-back comes up, he flips over the D-back. First down. That's my guy. That's my guy.
What game was that when he fumbled?
What do you mean?
It was like a bad snap on Kelsey. He like fumbled it, picked it up, and then he instantly with his eyes upfield.
That was Arizona.
That was the game for me.
Remember
when he came up,
he was
looking, and then
listen though. He did that play in college. He fumbled the ball, right? Picked it up. This DN was coming at him. He took the ball, put it behind his back, so the DN couldn't get it, and cracked it up here and threw that joint. He did the same play against Clemson. I'm trying to tell you, man, that he's been a dog his whole life, man. Been a dog. I'm just trying to
people would expect you to be disrespectful to other teams. You know, my other moment where I was very proud of him was the DeMarcus Lawrence moment. Yeah,
that was sweet. Yeah.
I appreciated that. To watch him fall on his face and look at Jalen Hurts run away, I was like, you embarrassed.
Yeah. I like the one, too, when he, in the Super Bowl, when he rolled out and the ball, Frank Clark tried to get him, and he rolled out to his left and hit Dallas Goedert, man, out of bounds on that joint. And then another play in the Super Bowl, that Dallas Goedert throw that he made on 3rd and 8, that they reviewed that joint. I've never seen no other quarterback make that throw.
Over the top of Buddy's head, too, like.
It was sick.
As he was going this way, Goddard going with him. He like, I gotta make this pass. The finesse on the pass was so perfect, and it went right over the top of the guy in front of him. Goddard caught that thing.
I want all the Eagles fans to do when Dallas try to debate and argue with you about something, just smile. Because here's what they're not going to be able to do. They're not going to be able to give you nothing recent. Everything that they give you is going to be a long time ago. And they keep on, and I heard Ike Reese say this too, they keep on talking about Dallas' record against us. Do they know that we actually set our whole team because we already was in the playoffs? One of them games that they came to Philly, that's the one that Dak screwed.
He 8-3, whatever. Who did he play? Who did he play in those 8 games?
Surrendered that game.
But hey, look, you want to know the 3 losses came from? If Carson Wentz was still here, you would only have him by one game. Carson Wentz was 4-3 against you.
Yeah.
It wasn't that big. It wasn't that. And one of those wins against Carson Wentz, I think Carson Wentz was on the bench because we had clinched up.
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro. Y'all be making some arguments that really be making me mad. Like, y'all don't look at the the other argument that we've never beat Minnesota at home. I mean, we never beat Seattle at home.
Right.
So I went to doing my research, right? OG, I'm like, we never beat. You want to know who started the trend? Who was the first quarterback to play them? That started us losing against them?
Was Carson or
before Carson? Vince Young. And the following year was Mark Sanchez. Like, come on, bro. Y'all making arguments about dudes that ain't even in the league no more.
Bro, I'm not interested in none of that. I'm interested in the here and now. I live in the moment. I don't even the past. Like, I'm good. I see where we going at right now. It's where we going. All the way up.
Hey, OG, what's the one dude, the Texas Longhorn dude? He be like,
yeah.
we going up.
Yeah, I mean,
up, man.
This thing is, we on fire. The city is lit. I'm trying to tell. I told Ike Reese and them a year ago. I said, I guarantee that we was going to the Super Bowl. Okay, and we went, and that's what got me to host that a couple hours that I was up there. And I said this here. I said the city is going to be lit. They was like, early OG, because everybody was saying that Jalen, I don't know if he the guy or not. I'm trying to tell y'all, and everybody talk about this leap. He didn't take a leap, bro. What happened was we took Jalen Reagor out and we put the A.J. Brown in, and A.J. Brown is just making the plays.
A.J. Brown is actually running the routes that Jalen Reagor was supposed to run the year before last.
Go and look at the tape. Look at all the passes that Jalen Reagor that he didn't.
He dropped them. He was dropping. Man, come on. The playoff. What's the playoff game? No, the Giants game.
Yeah.
How many times did Jalen Reagor have that ball in his hand at the end of the game? Twice. Times, right?
Yeah, twice he dropped.
Twice he dropped it. Twice.
Come on,
bro. Now, the same plays have been put in Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown and Goddard hands now on a more regular basis, and those balls are being caught.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you, man. And then
that's A.J. Brown at the goal line, we wouldn't have the picture of Mulata bent over Jalen Hurts because it'd be a catch.
Yeah, imagine this. Imagine if Dallas Goedert didn't miss the 4 games he missed.
That was 3,000-yard receivers.
How lit that offense would have been.
3,000-yard receivers.
Tell you, this thing is going to get real sick, bro.
Think about this. When Goddard went down, we spread the offense to 4 more people. Now you're giving the ball to Quez. Now you're giving the ball to Zach Pascal. Now you got Cal Kater. Now you got Stahl. Now you're trying to get Kenny Gainwell more manufactured touches. That's like 5-6 people you trying to put. If Goddard was, oh my God, I think we'd have rolled the playoffs and all.
Yeah, we signed another tight end also.
Dan Arnold. We're gonna be doing a lot of that Aaron Hernandez Gronkowski sets.
That was a nice pickup. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, deep threat. I seen that too. He's a for sure hands.
The Sharp Penny, Swift, Gainwell, and Sermon. I want Sermon on this team. I want him on this team. I'm telling you.
Okay.
Boston is my dude, but I'm just saying. Trey Sermon, I think once you give him a shot, this run game is going to be crazy. So everybody that said Jalen don't need to be running that much, guess what? He won't be. This is why Jalen runs the ball. When Miles Sanders and them are not getting yards on the handoffs he's giving them, he now feels he's got to keep more. If they get the yards when he does give it up, he won't have to do that. So he's going to do whatever's necessary.
Yeah, he like Dubs.
Wanting to stop the run less, then the running back's got to get the yards that's required.
All right, we get to that 2 hour mark, man. Y'all, thank y'all for coming out, man. But look, I got a 2-part question for OG right here. First part, on the offensive side of the ball, outside of Jalen Hurts, which position? Oh, outside of Jalen Hurts and the offensive line, what player are you most interested in watching come to this team and produce? And on the side of the defense, for the Georgia Bulldogs that we have brought in, other than Nolan Smith, no, go back. On the defensive side of the ball, outside of Nolan Smith, what player are you really looking forward to contributing to the team? So give me your offensive player and your defensive player, but we're excluding Jalen Hurts, offensive line, and Nolan Smith.
DeAndre Swift.
Okay.
N'Kobe Dean. That's my dog.
Why N'Kobe? What's giving you this hype on N'Kobe? I mean, I'm hype on N'Kobe, but I want to know why other people like N'Kobe.
N'Kobe has something what is called it. Now I'm gonna show you how you. I'm gonna give y'all some knowledge without college. When you watch N'Kobe Dean in this mini camps, look at his movement, the way he do his drills, the way he stands on the balls of his feet. His heels never touch the ground. That is a sign that you have a great linebacker. The bones are great. The bones are good. When you have that, that makes a whole lot. Most linebackers, you see them flat-footed. They stand, right? N'Kobe Dean is on the balls of his feet because he's going forward. When you watch T.J. Edwards, he's on his flats because he's doing what you call catching. He's catching. N'Kobe is attacking. N'Kobe Dean is going to be a great player. I'll tell you that right now. You heard it from the OG.
Man, I appreciate you for coming out, man. So before we get up out of here, tell the people where they can find you at and tell them how they can get some of this knowledge without college, man.
I'm working on my channel right now. I'm still got my management. We looking at sponsors and stuff like that. But I got a YouTube channel coming soon. But other than that, I'll stand down on the plug for now.
Yeah, man, it's been fun, man. You put me on game, man.
But I'm on WIP every day.
Hey, you know, he gave me some knowledge without college, y'all. You feel me? Usually I'm the talkative guy. Today I sound like a roll the chimney train, man. You feel me? So I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? I'm in a great space as an Eagle content creator, as an Eagle fan. You know, I say it all the time. If you go back and watch a lot of my video, OG, I say it all the time. There is no team that has been able to be where we are right now. There's no team that can say they've done the things that we've done to set yourself up for future success.
That's
you know what I'm saying? It's a hard thing to do. And Howie Roseman has somehow, after being fired and sat on the back burner.
We're just an abundantly fortunate, man. Howie Roseman is the best GM in the league. The best GM in the league, hands down. You know, and you can't say enough for him. For the work that he did in his maturation of Jalen Hurts. And I want people to remember that we have that relationship with Lincoln Rowell. Without that relationship, we don't have the team that we got right now. So we need to thank Howie and Jeffrey Lurie for being innovative and not being a follower. That's what makes us great, and that's what makes us different as Philadelphians. Man. Philadelphia Eagles team, bro, is going to be something that you've never seen before this year. I promise you.
Hey, if y'all still here, I got my new intro, man. I want to preview it for the people, man. Appreciate you, OG, for popping out with me, man. Hey, look, I will be reaching out real soon to OG again. Because once we get this training camp rolling, I need somebody to come in here and tell me what's going on. Because I know football. A lot of people don't talk ball. I'm tired of talking to these people that don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, I'll let your boy. I'm here.
Appreciate you, bro. But until next time, y'all know what it is. Go Birds!
Listen to me. Pain is temporary. It may last for a minute, or an hour, or a day, or even a year. But eventually, it will subside. And something else will take its place. If I quit, however, it will last forever.
Johnson pressure.
James Bradbury, they're going to say he grabs him. He's got his left.
Man, that's the new intro, man. I'm gonna try to do something special with those intros and outros, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I appreciate y'all for coming out. I want to give y'all quality every time y'all here, man. So, if it's anything I could do, y'all, it's people in the comments right now, man, that know how to reach me on Twitter. It's right down below, man. Smitty Eagle 373. If you got suggestions, man, you want me to do something special on the show, man, all you gotta do is reach out to your boy, man, and I don't mind. And I appreciate y'all every week, man. If you stayed this long, if you've been here, if you just popping in and you ain't even watched number 10 minutes of the show, if you jigger and you got to rewatch the show, I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Like, comment, subscribe, share this with your family members, man. But until next time, man, it's Smitty, man. Flock in or check out, man. It's 4133 The Pod. We out.